Alright, do I have a game for you folks here with Khorne versus Beastmen. Now that Beastmen got knocked down a peg, I'm starting to see him a bit more. It'll be a little bit less. Doesn't make much sense, but you know what I mean. Zegzi, very strong domination player versus Skarbrand, very strong conquest land battle player. And here we go, on Black Ark. I don't know if this was on the ladder, or if they agreed to this, or what. Maybe they're both experimenting. So I'm going to assume they're both experimenting since it's here on Black Ark on the ladder. And yeah, so I dabbled in this matchup and with Beastmen. Didn't realize that their lore passive actually gave them vigor replenishment. That's super strong. I should have been using beast lore or the wild lore way more often. Because the idea behind the wild lore then is to replenish all that vigor in the long game after you've done your nice nasty charge, but you're going up against Khorne, which deletes infantry. So it's not going to be that easy. How you really win in this matchup, and like most matchups, you just kite Khorne, but on this one lane map, it's very hard to do. That's why I like Zeggi's build, where it's just Bestigors, which isn't a bad play so far. But, like I said, Khorne eats up infantry, and you could easily get some bloodletters in here. Skull Taker, who's still good even after the nerfs. And the Blood Beast are actually a weird call. But with Minotaurs being so expensive, the Blood Beasts actually fill a nice generalist role, while the Minotaurs now have this generalist, as in, like, they could take on anything. Ideally, they want to take on armor, but you could pretty much have them beat down on everything. But I guess that's what the Forsaken are. The Blood Beast and the Khorne Forsaken really do complement each other real well here. And here we go, the first engagement, these Khorne Forsaken getting absolutely dumpstered by the Bestigors. And even being hit by the Blood Beast and Skull Taker, they're still getting dumpstered hard. That's actually really impressive from Bestigors. That is insanely good. They absolutely melted Forsaken. Zeggi's charge, though, is not ideal, really. That's a lot of mass to get through, and he's going into Blood Beast, Skull Taker, now another counter-charging Forsaken. He gets out of there, took way more damage than I think I would have liked to have seen. He's got great weapon Minotaurs of his own getting in there, not bad. I actually would have preferred if he'd summon on the Vanguard, because the Vanguard could have hit the flank or the rear real easily by the time all that occurred. Other than that, not too bad. His Centaurs of Throwing Axes are a bit out of position, though. On the flank over there, he could easily have the Minotaurs and the Blood Beast go up on them real quick if he's not careful. I think he's got reinforcements coming in too. They're just way too close, honestly, and the Bestigors need to be up in front to defend that. Other than that, it's not looking too bad so far, not looking too great. I did this matchup against Skarbrand, oddly enough, and how I ended up winning that game, though, was just avoiding his main killing unit, his Death Ball, and just kiting them away, and then just retaking the side points back and forth, back and forth. And since I have the vigor replenishment, his units would engage me tired, mine would engage nice, fresh, and ready to charge. Yeah, see, now he's got this big gap here. His Raiders are now just gonna get mulched. And I believe those are Khorngors of Zeggi's, and they're just out of position here. Speaking of out of position, Skull Taker versus the Doom Bull. I think the Doom Bull loses even with his dazed ability, because Skull Taker is just an absolute chad. Skull Taker has all his good stuff. He just has all the good stuff on him. Yeah, Skarbrand trying not to overextend. Good play. Forsaken will beat the hell out of those Khorngors easily. Mulch them up. Okay, now Zeggi's kind of getting into position here, but while transitioning, those Ungor's spears are going to get eaten alive. Probably just going to get just routed in general. And those Ungor Raiders are also very out of position. They should be behind a bunch of units. I guess summoning them where they can't be seen and not behind a bunch of units is way more ideal than actually putting them behind the units near spawn. Ideally, they'd be protected, but, yeah. they'd be away from danger. So I guess there's some give and pull here. Nice Sword of Khorne. Although the formation's a bit loose, but still does pretty good damage. Not the best Sword of Khorne, not the worst. At least it got 2 units. If it was just the Bestigors, I don't think it'd be worth it. I think you want to get those picks on those Centaurs or throwing axes up there. Skulltaker taking another swipe at the Doom Bull. Doom Bull, honestly, doing okay. Skulltaker with a 61 melee attack and now being backed up by Blood Beast. I think that's going to be over real quick for good old Doom Bull. And although Zeggy's got a lot of value, I think a bit of that being in Skulltaker is a bit of an issue, because Skulltaker just heals up. And these Centaurs throwing axes getting chased off here. And yeah, the problem I have right now is that most of this fight has been dictated on the home objective of Zeggy's. What I think Zeggy could do is just try to shift that fight more towards his spawn and just get a nice envelop. Get some good counter charges. Protect his line of Ungor Raiders, so that way they can shoot endlessly into the Blood Beast. Because the Blood Beasts don't have that much armor, right? Especially as weak as they are now. So, yeah, that would just prevent a lot of that. You can start shooting up the Flesh Hounds, because they will melt too. And then just use these Centaurs or throwing axes as a nice little buffer, or nice little kiting unit, just to dictate where the fights go as well. Just get shots picked. The Bestigors now are just gone, so there's no front line, no spears either. So, yeah. If this was more of a mobile kiting corps, this would have been nice. I don't even know about the Doom Bull right now. I like the Doom Bull, but it is a toss-up in this matchup. It can duke it out with some of the Khorne lords, but I think what I would prefer is the Bray Shaman on the Chariot, because Chariots are just so good now. And the Bray Shaman with its 85 armor, I want to say, maybe it's more or less, depends on the Chariot you bring. You could just cycle charge in, get those cheap Winds of Magic spells going for the Vigor replenishment, or just use like Traderkin or something. There's a bunch of options. Even though Traderkin wouldn't be the best spell with the 35 to 25, or is it 15? I think it's like generally 35 spell resistance. I haven't played Khorne in a while, wow. I'm pretty sure it's 35 though. 25 to 35. And yeah, these Khorngors, I would have liked to actually see Khorngors. I would have actually liked to see these Centaurs with throwing axes actually charge in, because they actually have a decent charge bonus too. And a charge, yeah, charge bonus and a charge. So while they're throwing their axes and the opponent's not paying attention, you can get some nice pickups with some rear charges for them. Especially like right now, the Forsaken and the Marauders right there could easily get picked up. You got Flesh Hounds now coming in, or those quick Chaos Warhounds, trying to pick up on the Centaurs there. Yeah. Yeah, Chaos Warhounds. So yeah, if he just changed to the Chaos Warhounds, those Warhounds would have been mulched. They would have just routed first sign of problems. Now he's got Berserkers in his spawn. Yeah, those things are never going to go away. That's a problem. And now, after chasing those off, I think Skarbrand's going to try to triple cap. Maybe he could use those Centaurs and throwing axes to take the home objective. Oh, excuse me. Wow. Marauder Horsemen have 40 charge with Frenzy? That's nasty. Man, that is really disgusting, because they're like basically a light cav and a skirmish cav in one. That's pretty damn good. And if you include the anti-infantry, which I think is 5 or 10 bonus, they can destroy quick picks. But yeah, this game's over. Zeggy's just... he's up in his spawn. He's never getting out. He got hit by Sword of Khorne. And yeah. I think changing out the Doom Bull for a Bray Shaman instead would have been ideal, because even though the Doom Bull's a better fighter, you're splitting up between 2 units. And yeah. And if you think Skulltaker's still going to be the way to go, I think that's actually not too bad of an idea. Unless you go 2 bulls out in the open. And I don't think he took the Slaughter and Carnage ability, or the Slaughter ability for the Doom Bull to give the 8 melee buff. 8 MA buff, and the charge buff. Within the, I think it's 55 meter range, maybe it's 35, I'm not sure. That would have helped out a lot. Loses the Doom Bull again, essentially, and he's still caught up in his home. Getting triple cap for a while. Yeah, that was just bad. That was a bad course. But it's Black Ark, so yeah, it is what it is. Maybe trade out the Centaur. No, I think trade out one of the Centaurs for a throwing axe one, and maybe just have a nice stronger up front. Trade out the Doom Bull for Brave Shaman, trade out your caster so you can have more things to mulch things like Forsaken. Because Forsaken are really hot right now. Having a speedy, hard-hitting infantry that's well-armored, high melee, strength, weapon strength, and melee attack as well. Really going hard these days. Really going hard. So maybe just trade those up. I would have liked to seen a Razorgore Chariot earlier. It would have destroyed most of those things. Required either Skull Taker or one of those Blood Beasts to actually come on in and deal with them. Because Fleshhounds won't be able to deal with that armor. They'd actually lose straight out, I think. And then get countercharged by Centaurs. And yeah, just have a more mobile core so that Khorne can't envelop you. He had more Bestigor... Oh, okay, I was about to say, did he have more Bestigors in reserve? Damn. He really did go hard. Yeah, I think that's just it. I wouldn't dislike anything else, but yeah. Not sure. Especially on this map, it could be rough. Don't dislike Skarbrand's build, obviously, because it worked. It made the Blood Beast look good. Just go for that higher numbers value. But yeah, we're going to keep going on because we got a second game of Khorne coming in, oddly enough, by Skarbrand. So yeah, hold on to your seats and let's get it going. Yeah, this had to be a ladder game. Beastmen versus Skarbrand. On here, this is very much in favor of the rat lads. I'm not even going to go down the brick of the rats because this is going to get nasty quick. One nasty charge. Ugh. And with the Blood Speaker. Why the Blood Speaker? I think it's because of the Vigor Replenishment and the Unbreakable on these lads. And yeah, he's just tearing through the lines. One charge after another. Look at that. He's already pretty much destroyed 3 units. The Blood Speaker with its Leadership Bomb ability. And damage, Mortis damage. I think it's like 20 seconds for that. 20 or 30 seconds. Oh, sorry about that, folks. And these, yeah... They just broken through the lines. Absolutely destroyed the Skaven before they got to even set up. And that's why you don't put Skaven slaves in front, because they don't have charge reflection, they don't have mass. And they will just get destroyed by something like this. You need way more rats. The Globadiers didn't even get a full salvo off yet, and they're already they're already getting ready to get destroyed again. Oh, Knights of the Blades and Throne are the shit! I love those units. Oh, man. And they came back for a second scooping. The Bellowers is now in the back line, able to get shots wherever it needs to. And, yeah, this is pretty much over. Beastmen's just having a hard time being a rat lad right now. Both of the clan and the faction. Skrulk, unable to just do anything about this shit. And it's just a full charge everywhere. I mean, it's pretty much over. Skarbrand's up 2,000 value. Rats are fleeing. If you don't know this, Knights of the Brazen Throne actually have terror, so you have a heavy cav terror causing unit. I mean, there's a reason why when Anticity played them, Khorne, he loved the Knights of the Brazen Throne because they just dumpster on everyone. They dumpster hard. I love them too, so on a smaller map like this, even though it's more favored for Skaven because you could just have this 20 brick and you have to mulch through all those things, it is small, so you can get, and it's hard to get the surround, but if you can get a surround before they envelop or pretty much get a line going, you could do whatever Skarbrand just did, which is, yeah, nasty. Pilgrim of Skulls, that's the ability. Vigor Replenishment. Oh, it is 20 seconds, cool. It's been a while since I Blood Speakered around. Oh, this is the nasty, nasty sort of Khorne here. Goodbye, rats. Yeah, from 7,000 HP to 300. That was disgusting. Coming in for another beatdown. Skrulk got destroyed. I wonder what he was fighting. Oh, he was fighting, what are those? Are those Berserkers? Or are those just Khorne? Something with dual axes. I'm not sure if they're Marauders, Cast Warriors, or Chosen. Ooh. A lot of stuff's breaking over there right now for Skarbrand. Not like it really matters. Skrulk's about to go. Everything else here. The Knights of Brazen Throne are still shitting on everything. Yeah, it's bad. It's real bad. Oh, shots from the Bellowers onto Skrulk. Alright, folks, we're at the end of the video here. If you liked it, please like, sub, follow me here on YouTube. We're on the road to 2,000. Come join me on stream or on when we have our tournaments going on. And yeah, y'all have a good one. Peace and goodbye for now.